Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tinmore Podcast. I'm Mecca, and I'm here with Koso.
Heyo.
Goo.
And that's me.
Yay.
Yes, that is. Thank you. So, today we're talking about comic The Crab with the Golden Claws. Yay!
Yay.
Get to at least pretend to be excited, you guys.
Woo!
Yay.
Okay. Just get right into it then, I guess.
Let's jump right into it, everyone.
We could sit here and just let the silence stretch out for half an hour and then jump in, but I think it's better to start right now. So
Yes. Let's
okay.
go.
So I'm assuming I'm starting then.
Yeah.
So Tintin and Snowy, they're walking down the street, and Snowy's like, that's some hot garbage. And it's like actual garbage, I should mention. Finds a bone in there, or he's looking for a bone or whatever. But while he's sticking his nose in the garbage bin, he gets a crab tin stuck on his nose. And he tries to get it off, but he just can't.
Oh no.
What the hell you do?
Come save him, Peter.
But Snowy runs up to Tintin and is tugging on his coat, and Tintin's like, "Oh, there you are, Snowy. This is what happens when you go digging in the trash and stuff." Tintin's like, "Oh, you could have been lucky. You could have cut yourself because it's and with jagged edges and stuff." And he just tosses it in the garbage. So he's like, "Do that again, and I'll buy a muzzle, and you'll walk on a leash and stuff." And Snowy's like, "Oh, I really do not want that."
Isn't it
and
weird?
So he at least.
Isn't it weird that Snowy? It's like he's thinking that, but it's like he's saying it. You know?
Well, he is saying it, but it's like barks, and Tintin doesn't understand.
Yeah, sure.
But Tintin's continuing to walk down the street, and he hears someone call his name, and it's Tim and Tom.
Hi.
Just whisper shouting across the street. Psst, Tintin, it's us.
ASMR.
But yeah, it's Tim and Tom. Hey.
Yay.
And they're sitting cafe across from the street that Tintin's walking on. Tom is like, "Hey, waiter, bring us another drink and stuff." And the waiter's like, "Oh, okay." Tim, he's like, "Oh, Tintin." He slaps him on the back. He's like, "It's so good to see you again."
Yay.
Tom also slaps Tintin on the back. He's like, "To be precise, how nice to see you again, Tintin." Tintin his drink, and they're going to do a toast. As Tim and Tom are raising the glasses to their mouth, he slaps both of them on the back, and they spill their drink all over themselves.
Revenge.
Bamboozled.
Yeah, he knew full well what he was doing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Of course he did. Do you see that smile? Of course he did.
He's like, "This is what you get."
Yeah, Tintin's like, "Hey, what's going on with you guys?" And Timmy's like, "Oh, it's fine. We've just been entrusted with a very important case." And Tintin's like, "Oh, that." And
Tintin is intrigued.
Yeah, he's the reporter. It's his job to be nosy.
Those two panels are literally the same thing.
Yeah, it actually is.
A meme, honestly.
Yeah.
Tim is like, "Hey, have you read this in the newspaper?"
No.
The counterfeit coins. Yeah, I've read about that. And he's like, "Well, we have been instructed to clear that up and stuff." And Tintin's like, "Oh, I bet it's super easy to spot one of those fakes then." Like, "Oh, you know how it is. People like us, examine them and can tell in one flash, of course." And he calls the waiter over. to like pay for the drinks and stuff. And he hands like the money. I'm sorry, but this is like fake. And gosh, Tim was like, "Oh my gosh, someone slipped me a dud, like a fake coin." And he digs out another one and pays with that.
Also, look at Tim's like hair, like face. He goes like, he looks like so mad.
He's like, "I can't believe it."
No, like he actually looks like he's having like a heart attack or something like awful.
Yeah, he does. He looks like he's trying to hold in like his burning hot rage or something. Like,
Yeah, probably.
honestly. But yeah, they leave, and Tim is like, "Oh, if you don't have anything better to do, why don't you come with us? We'll show you like the papers we've got already, investigation and stuff." And officer, it's like such a big mess, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
Honestly,
There's like soap and caramel everywhere.
I know, like what the heck. I mean, my desk is messy sometimes, but not that messy. Holy
Yeah.
crap!
Like
Beautiful.
I only use like 10% or like 20% of my desk, but
Mhm.
like I have more place than more room than that. And they have like an entire table.
Table, not even a desk. It's just a full table, and it's just scattered
Yeah.
with papers and books and other crap.
Yeah.
And because it's so messy, they can't find the papers they're looking for. While Tim and Tom are like arguing about where the papers are, Tintin like something in this box. It's part of a crab label, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, what's that?" In the world, a torn off label. Eyes right there. But Tim's like, "Oh, it came from police headquarters. One of the things on the body they fished out of the sea. Isn't that so weird?" And Tintin's like, "Yeah, that's really weird. Can I?" And then he just runs out. He's like, "I'll be right back." And they're like, because they don't know what he's doing. One of the Thompsons are like, "I'm going after him. What's gotten into him and stuff?" And he's running down the hall, and he's like, "Oh, I forgot my walking stick." Running back, and the other one is like, "Oh, he forgot his walking stick." And so they run into each other, and it's great.
Boop.
Be right there. They catch up with Tintin, and they're like, "Dude, what's the matter? The scrap of paper that you had came from the label of a crab tin, and I was holding the very same tin just earlier before I saw you guys and stuff." They garbage can that Tintin threw it away in, and Snowy like basically just, "Tintin, you're such a hypocrite because earlier you were telling me not to be digging in the trash." But Tintin with digging through the garbage can, he's like, "Oh, it's gone, but I'm sure I threw it in there." Crap, very clearly I remember that. And turns to this homeless guy, I think.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
think.
sack, because the guy's holding like a burlap sack full of garbage and stuff. And so Tintin looks through and it's like, "No, it's not here." "Oh, that's really weird." And so this guy comes up. He's like, "Hey, what's all this fuss about?" Guy's like, "Oh, those guys are like completely crazy. They were looking for some empty crab tin or whatever." And the guy who's wearing a blue coat.
Let's call him Blue Coat because that's a good name.
Yes.
Snowy.
Yeah.
What else kind of crap do you have in here?
Yeah, I'm not listening to Tintin.
Press E to investigate.
Investigating, Tintin, don't worry.
I feel
Blue
like
coat.
I feel like we've seen Blue Coat before, like in Blue Lotus.
Just how Hergé draws people like that. He does look familiar, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've seen him.
I think
I remember
so.
I remember a fabulous blue coat like that, Koso.
I feel like one of those big like screens or like from like those detective movies where they like have like things that connect
The
to big
magnifying glass?
Sure. I don't know.
I don't either. But yeah, he does kind of look like some like detective in a kid's movie or whatever.
I guess.
He looks very fancy, is what I'm saying.
If Blue Coat.
Oh,
Fancy. Yeah.
we can call him that. But yeah, fancy blue coat guy. He's like a Crabtin. Were they really following Tintin? Like he's in the background, and it's very obvious because his coat is like a bright blue. So
yeah,
maybe it's the sky.
yes, a piece of the sky just walking through the street.
There's a face above the sky. Have you never heard about that?
One patch of sky at ground level.
Yeah. Pretty normal.
Yeah. I mean, that's normal here in America. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
He's also carrying a rain roof.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is.
Rain roof. Let's go.
It's like a bright sunny day. I don't know why he's carrying on a rain roof.
I mean, like, Tim and Tom can run, but they still have a walking stick thing.
That's more of a fashion accessory than like an I need this to walk kind of thing.
I have issues with my leg. Okay, yeah.
He goes home.
Yeah.
And let's look at this paper and stuff. And he goes, oh, that's interesting. There's something written here in pencil, almost obliterated by the water and stuff. Because, water damage and stuff. It's the room. He goes, into his office to find his magnifying glass. And he goes back, and Snowy's gotten a bone. Guy's bag. And so he's like, where did this even come from? Can't you listen to what I'm saying to you and stuff? Snowy's like crying.
Top 10 saddest anime betrayals.
Right? But Tintin throws his magnifying glass in like the garbage bin instead of the bone. Distracted or whatever. And he goes back to the table where he put the paper, and it's gone. And he's like, oh crap, did I leave it in like my study or something? Not there either. And he hears this crashing sound. And he's like, oh man, that scared me. It was only the wind slamming the door. Is his front door open? And why did he leave it open? I don't know.
'Cause he's Tintin.
You'd think if you got, into as much trouble as Tintin does, that you'd at least close your doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, now that I think about it, what if the paper was like the wind and stuff? And so he finds it like or whatever, and he's also set the bone down on the table.
Also, did you say that he's just like walking around with that bone? Like
he's just walking around with it. His magnifying glass. He's just a little confused.
You don't want to see Tintin with a grey bone in the street alley. What, John?
Weapon 100.
But he put it down. It's like, oh yeah, this is my chance. He goes up and takes it, and Tintin turns around. He's like, all right, let's have a look at this paper. And he's like, oh, am I crazy? Where is my stuff going? Snowy has his magnifying glass. He doesn't even say thank you for this. He's just like, okay, let's look at this paper now. with a pencil or whatever. And the paper says Karabujan. And he's like, oh, that's an Armenian name. Very much. Like shouting for help and stuff. And he leans out his window. I have to go see what happened. He sees because when he was leaning out the window, he saw this car rushing past. Mention that it's blue, just like that guy's coat.
What?
Wait,
Car.
Can you say
the
that?
car is the color is that guy's coat. Yeah, the car that Tintin sees when he's leaning out the window.
Yeah.
Color is that guy's coat. The blue coat guy.
Oh, yeah, fancy blue coat, Mr. Guy.
Yes.
Did we connect the dots?
If we connect the dots, it looks like the same color.
Did
Detective
we
Tim and Tom here.
solve the whole book?
It's the same color.
What could this mean?
If you like a job resume for becoming a detective, with my research, I can say that this color is the same as the victim's color of his pants.
As you can see, I'm highly qualified because I
Yes.
connected two very random dots.
Give me the job.
Can I have the job now? I connected the dots.
His pants and the car match. Give me the job.
But yeah, anyways, Tintin goes downstairs to see what's happening. I was a foreign guy with a letter for you, Tintin, and he was just going to give it to me to give to you, right? And stopped just outside the door, and they knocked him out and put him in the car. For help and stuff, but then they pulled out a gun and threatened me and stuff. And so that guy just got kidnapped. And going back up to his apartment, he's like, these are some very strange clues we have so far. And yeah. He's connecting the dots too. Oh.
He's doing math.
His pants.
Yeah. So the next morning, his phone is ringing, and it's Tim and Tom, and they have news for Tintin. Basically, we identified the guy who drowned, and he apparently worked on this boat called the Karabujan. Except he's like, Karabujan? Oh, I can't believe it! Holy crap!
He's connecting the dots as well.
But yeah, Tintin rushes to the docks and stuff. Nice. And he's standing by the Karabujan, and he's just admiring the seagulls.
What? How observant of you.
I just came to look at the ship. Oh.
I don't know why it's so funny to me that he's just staying there.
Look at all those chickens.
Look at all those chickens.
But I mean, I guess it's a good thing that he was staring at the seagulls, because he sees that this crate is falling, and he just barely manages to avoid getting crushed. Oh, Tintin. And you see the two guys on the boat, and one of them is Alan.
Alan from
Web.
Didn't we see him in Cigars of the Pharaoh? Yeah.
Yeah,
and the other guy too. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just ignoring. But yeah, they're like, crap, we missed him, because they sabotaged the crate to fall on Tintin. But he was staring at the seagulls, so he saw it before it could crush him.
When Alan sabotaged your crate. Oof.
Hashtag when you're looking at seagulls and someone tries to kill you.
Yep.
so relatable.
Yep.
But yeah, Tim and Tom come up to Tintin. They're like, dude, what just happened? And he's like, oh, it's you. I just barely missed being squashed by a crate. What are you doing here? He just glosses over that. And they gloss over it too. They're like, oh, we're here to Caribou to ask about that sailor who drowned and stuff. Really, can I come too? I want to look around the ship and stuff. And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. So Alan, he sees Tintin and Tim and Tom, and he's like, oh crap, he's coming aboard with those detectives and stuff. What are we gonna do? Turns to the other guy who's not important enough to get a name.
Oh.
Tintin stuff. And the other guy's like, okay, I got it. And he's like, oh, I'll meet you guys here in like half an hour and stuff. Leave with Alan and, their shenanigans, of course, with Tim and Tom. And Tintin's just wandering around the ship, passes by this open doorway. And from that doorway, this guy appears behind him with a head. So Tintin's just out cold. And it cuts back to Tim and Tom, and they're like drinking with Alan. And like, oh yeah, he was that sailor, he was drunk and stuff. And so that's how he makes perfect sense. And Alan's like, of course it does. Who's wearing a blue sweater? I just took care of that job you asked me to take care of.
Oh boy.
He's trying to be discreet about it, but he's really not. Like, that'd be so funny. I took care of that, one job, That'd be ridiculous. Like, okay, I'll go and see it later. Tim and Tom are like, we should probably go too and stuff. We've already taken up too much of your time and stuff. They leave, they fall off the thing, and they're like, oh, we forgot about Tintin and stuff. Okay. They're like leaving, and the guy with the blue sweater, he's like, by the way, your friend Tintin, he's like, I'm gonna stay a little longer, so don't worry about him.
You have a sore throat, my friend.
Yeah, that guy just is constantly doing that, and everyone's like, are you okay? He's like, but yeah, they're like, okay, well, Tintin's gonna stay then. And they fall off the plank that connects the boat to the ground. Snowy, he's like running around like, oh, what happened to Tintin and stuff? Next panel, you see that Tintin's been tied up.
Oh no!
In the hold.
Again!
This happens too much to him.
Yup.
Got pocket knife so that when he's tied up, he can cut the ropes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, oh, I hear someone coming and stuff. And they come in, he says, are you keeping up this joke for much longer? I don't think they're joking, Tintin. Just a hypothesis. But they're like, it depends on you and stuff. Well, can you at least tell me why I'm tied up and stuff? And like, don't pretend that you don't know. And they like leave and slam the door, and he's like, I really don't know though. Because Tintin knows nothing, apparently. And so it turns out that Snowy has gone into the room.
Yay! Snowy saving the day again.
Snowy's the real hero of the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tintin's like, oh, hey, listen. It sounds like the ship's like sailing and stuff.
Toot toot!
Toot toot. Tintin's like, okay, well, Snowy, can you bite through these ropes? Because I kind of don't want to run away down here. And it comes back to Alan and Blue Sweater Guy. And Alan's like, message from the boss.
The boss!
the boss wants them to send Tintin to the bottom of the ocean. He's like, oh, well, okay, but I just sent Pedro down with some food for him. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. I have to at least feed him before we drown him, I guess.
What page are we?
12, middle.
12? Oh. Okay.
Cute dog.
Yeah. The guy, Pedro, he goes to Tintin to give the food and water and stuff. And Tintin's like, oh, you dog, how am I supposed to eat that without my hands? Because they're tied behind my back.
It's like a riddle. How do I eat with my hands tied?
You just eat it.
Use a straw.
You need to do the worm.
Take inspiration. You need to use it. Yeah. Take inspiration from Mega and use the vacuum mouth. Top 10 best ways to eat.
Just eat it off the floor or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Pedro's like, okay, I'll loosen them a bit, but no tricks, okay? And he pulls a gun. He's like, one false move, and I'll shoot you. The sweater guy's going down there to, kill Tintin. It's Pedro who's tied up.
Oh no!
Shockingly, Tintin, trick. Oh.
That's actually psychopathic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of concerned.
It was kind of in self-defense.
Yeah,
they were
true.
probably gonna kill him, so
he just wanted to give him water.
But also, Tintin was kidnapped, so
Well, yeah, I guess he'll do what he must.
He's done much worse than beat that guy up, so
yeah, true.
But Pedro gets untied and he's like, oh, he asked me to free his hands so he could eat. And as soon as I leaned over to loosen his ropes and stuff, he hit me over the head and stuff. Where I was like, well, that's nothing compared to what the captain's gonna do to you. And sure enough, Alan's fully decked this guy in the face. He hit him so hard. Absolute idiot. We'll have to find him now. And the other guy pipes in, yeah, he's got a gun now too, so good job with that.
Just wanted to say that.
Yeah. But Tintin has barricaded himself with a bunch of crates and stuff. And he's like, oh, I hope these are food so that we can live down here for a while. Also, I'm really hungry. And he's opening the crates and he goes, great snakes, tits of crab. Undoubtedly the same as the tin we tried to find earlier. Don't worry about that later. That big piece of mystery, let's ignore that and look at the other stuff in boxes.
Isn't it handy that he just found a crowbar? They just had it was just laying around.
He's like, oh hey, look at this convenient crowbar. Let's open all their boxes.
Maybe he was carrying it with him.
He had it down the leg.
Yeah.
I carry crowbars.
I mean, he brought a saw to America.
True.
That's right. True. Fair point.
Yep.
He just had it under his coat for some reason. He's like, I have a feeling I'm going to need this somehow.
I won't have a knife. Wait, what?
Just continue.
I won't have
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that. I won't have a knife, he won't have a gun, but he will have a saw. And a crowbar.
Yes.
Or you could use both of those things, so...
I don't think it's a good idea to use
anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, he opens another box and it's champagne. And he's like, okay, well, we're set then. You know, because he's just going to eat crab and drink champagne and stuff. And he's like, he sits down, he's going to open a bottle, which, like, Tintin, please don't.
Yeah.
I guess a little bit more okay for him to be drinking. But, like, still, it's kind of weird. Moving on. He's like, okay, well, let's open this and drink it, Snowy. Cork a little. Hear something. They're looking for us. They must have found out. Or they can't find us and stuff. Sucks. So the cork from the champagne bottle pops. Oh, it's so stupid. He's like, oh crap. And the cork hits Snowy in the face too. Yes.
Oh no.
It's like, oh, well, it's no good trying to open that door because clearly he'll have barricaded himself in. He'll just starve him out. He doesn't have anything to eat. That's what you think. And he pulls out like I guess he does have a pocket knife because he's like opening the can.
Yeah.
A pocket knife. But what if I used my dog instead to cut these ropes? And then but yeah, he opens the tin. And it's opium. And tin he unfortunately runs into so many drug smugglers. It's kind of crazy at this point. Tin's like, oh, so I guess we're doing this again. Changes everything. Because now we have nothing to eat. And Snowy like, who cares? We have champagne.
Put that on a t-shirt. Okay, so we have champagne.
That face on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Snowy's kind of a drunk in this series for some reason. Like, he drinks a lot of alcohol.
Yeah. Don't drink.
Poor Snowy. He's like leaning out the window, and he's like, okay, let's see if we can figure something out. He's not helping at all. And turns out that we can't reach the porthole above because it's too far. Unless... And meanwhile, I love this part. This crewman goes up to Alan's like, the captain wants you. And Alan's like, the captain, what does he want, that old... And so he goes to see the captain. And the captain is like, oh, I sent for you, Alan, because I'm going to die. I don't have anything to drink, not a drop of whiskey. Like, super dramatic. Like, he's gonna die without more alcohol.
Oh my god, he looks so weird here.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, Alan's like, don't worry, we'll give you some more alcohol and stuff. The captain is like, oh, you're such a good friend, Alan, my only friend and stuff. He's like crying and stuff. Of course. You know I wouldn't like keep you from drinking and stuff. And then he leaves and says to himself, because that way I get to keep in power and stuff. And so that night, looking at the window, he's like, okay, it's dark, so let's try out my plan. And he leans out the window. And it cuts back to the captain, and he's still drinking. Drinks all day, I guess. And he hears like this sound. You know, he just kind of, he's like, what was that? But he glosses over it. He ignores that. Gets bonked on the head because he's like tied these two boards together. And he's kind of like a grappling hook type thing. And tries again.
Top 10 parkour gadgets. 2 planks with a rope.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. So high tech.
Also, where did he get the rope?
So
His pants.
his coat with the
His
crowbar.
pants! He got a rope! From his
pants has a crowbar, a rope, and a saw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Apparently.
It's like an all-in-one pants.
All-in-one pants.
Yes. If he had his thick boy pants, he'd probably fit more. But anyways.
What if he did have them on?
Tintin throws his makeshift grappling hook again. Hits the captain right in the back of the head. He's like, holy crap, what was that? And, because he succeeded this time instead of hitting himself over the head on accident. And around, he's like, oh, maybe it's the whiskey. And Tintin, comes and, rolls, kicking the captain in the back of the head. And he's like, and who are you? It's a gun at him. He's like, you be quiet and stuff. I'm someone who was forced to sail on your stupid ship and stuff. The captain's like, stupid ship, this is my ship. I'm Captain Haddock and I'll have you clapped in irons and stuff. To Captain Haddock. Yay!
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 Oh.
What happened?
Sorry, I had my voice wasn't connected, so.
Oh.
Yay!
Yay!
I mean, my voice wasn't connected. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, so that's Captain Haddock. Well, that's all well and good, but I just got out of, being tied up and stuff. I spent enough time in your ship with him and stuff, and Haddock's like, opium? There's opium in my ship? And Tintin's like, didn't you know? Oh, I don't know how this happened. I'm such an honest man and stuff, but who could have done this? It must have been Alan, that jerk. And Tintin's like, okay, well, you need to stop drinking, dude. What would your mother say if she saw you like this? Great job, Tintin. Get him where it hurts. So Haddock's like,
best counselor.
hey, dude, maybe you should stop drinking, because what would your mother say? Haddock is so upset that he starts crying. Good job, Tintin. 10 on the counseling skills there.
Bad therapist.
Tintin's just the worst therapist ever.
Think of your mom. My mom.
My mom.
Top 10 saddest anime moments.
Right?
Yep.
Manga moments.
Let's go.
But Haddock is bawling really loudly, and Tintin's like, for goodness sake, you need to be quiet. And Haddock's just crying for his mom. Alan's like, okay, let's go see what he's doing, because maybe he's gone crazy. Crap. And he goes up to the window and stuff. Haddock is still crying for his mom. And Alan throws open the door. He's like, what's going on here? And Haddock's like, oh, I'm such a miserable person. Here, have a drink. You'll feel better after you drink. And so Haddock takes a swig of it and then spits it out right in Alan's face. I promised him not to drink and I won't anymore. Did you promise? A young kid that was just here. And Alan grabs him. He's like, what young man? Answer me. No, I've never seen that guy before. Which, I've seen Tintin in the papers for all the crazy stuff Tintin's been doing. Just saying.
It's kind of weird.
He's just so busy
But,
being drunk and sailing and stuff, I guess, that he doesn't read the paper.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't even get the paper since he's on the boat.
Yeah. I don't know. Alan's like, oh, that little devil. He managed to get in here. Luckily, Haddock crying scared him off, so he must have gone back to the hold and stuff. The guys he came in with, he goes, Jumbo, stay here and watch this porthole. And if anybody tries to climb up here, and then he hands Jumbo a gun, and Jumbo's like, oh, Alan and the guy with the blue sweater where Tintin is, and they like set explosives up for the door.
Yeah, and they just like have that like. You think they have like that random log like lying around?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much other random crap laying around. Why not?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Champagne.
the door explodes. I'm like, all right, let's get him. He must be knocked out from the blast and stuff. Well, unless he's like shamming, is what he says. But like, basically, he's like, unless Tintin's joking and stuff. A bang, and I'm like, oh, that jerk! And they're like firing into the room, and they hear more bangs, and then a cork lands right in front of
Alan, I think.
Alan. Yes, the champagne cork. Well, in that case, and they go in, and Alan gets hit right in the eye with a cork, like square in the middle of his face.
Headshot.
The other guy gets hit like it right in the nose. Tintin set up this booby trap and stuff. Or, well, I think the champagne's just going off because of the. But Alan's like, quick, we gotta go back again and stuff. And they see Jumbo like tied up and stuff, and he's got like, and Jumbo is like gagged and stuff, and unties the gag, and Jumbo says, "Oh, I watched that porthole like really carefully, but like he was in a locker under the bunk, and that's where he was hiding. Tintin must be like so small to fit in there, and it looks really, really tiny." But decks the guy who's still tied to a chair. He like decks this guy. Other person comes in. He's like, Alan, I just found the wireless operator like bound and gagged and stuff. And Alan decks that guy too. The crewman comes in. He's like, man, it's the strangest thing. One of the longboats has vanished.
Isn't that weird how he seems like so happy, that guy?
I know, because he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, but still, like, they're like transporting opium, and he's like,
Yeah, well, he might not know about that, but
yeah.
anyway.
I love smoking.
I love smoking.
I just really love smoking. I don't care what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just so chill right now. You wish to take over now, Koso.
I wish so, and my wish will be granted by you and me. Okay, so Tintin and Haddock, they're like sailing away in this like boat thing, and they're like, we're still in danger because we are 6 miles away from the Spanish coast, so we have to save our stamina or whatever. So Tintin goes to sleep in the boat, which seems really cold. Haddock, he's like, oh, I'm so thirsty. I'm thirsty, yes. He's like roaring. I think that's the word, right? Roaring?
Yeah.
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 And he looks in the little cabinet and he's like, oh, some rum? Yeah. And it's like a big bottle. It's like a 2-liter bottle, I think. And he's like, but I've promised Tintin that I'm not supposed to drink. But I'm a bit thirsty, and one like sip won't hurt. So he drinks half the bottle. And he's like, that's good, but let me take another sip. He drinks the entire bottle.
But like this seems like a metaphor for fandom though. Like I'll just dip my toe in, and then soon the whole immersed, and it's like, oh crap.
Yeah. So he takes the entire bottle, throws it out, and he's like, oh, the poor guy is sleeping. That's so sweet. Oh, but he's freezing. Let me start a fire in the boat. Top 10 ideas. So Haddock he started a fire in the boat, and Tintin dreams of like he's in a like burning building, and he's like, "What are you doing? You have burnt the sticks thing that you're supposed to row with." Yeah, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's found the bucket and he tries to put it out, and Haddock rushes through the fire to stop him. And so they tip over the boat, and Haddock's like, "Oh no, what have I done?" And he's
but
like,
also, when he's yelling at Tintin for grabbing the bucket, he says, "You put that out, you'll have to settle with me, you miserable whippersnapper."
Oh, he does?
Yeah, that's what he says in my version, at least.
So they're like turned upside down, and the captain, he's like, "Oh, forgive me, I am a stupid man. I've drank too much rum. Forgive me." What? A hydroplane? What?
Oh.
A yellow plane. CN-3411. Yay! It goes down and it shoots at them. Whoops doopsie. In my book.
Why does he... Wait, why does Tintin say, like... Tintin, like, has enough wits to read what's on the plane?
No, I just read it before.
Really?
Wait, yeah, he actually says that.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, it's a seaplane, and then it's yellow, and it's got these numbers, and it's Moroccan.
I can see there's two people in this. It's at 65% thrust, and it has 2 mice aboard.
It's just all this unnecessary stuff.
Yeah. So the plane starts shooting at them, and it doesn't hit. In my book, I have like this big picture, this entire page of a picture of just that. Pretty cool.
Cool, like full page panel where the plane is going over the boat that they're sitting on top of, because they are sitting on top of the overturned boat.
Yeah. So
really cool.
So the plane goes around, shoots at them again. Tintin, for some reason, has a gun that's still intact, or like still works after like being rolled around in the water. Yeah.
No.
Physics 101. He shoots the plane. Bang! The plane like goes down. Lands because it hits the engine exactly. I do not.
He just hits the engine.
Yeah. I don't know how he would do that, but he does. So the plane lands, and he's like, "Oh, I think the engine like broke down." There's 2 guys in the plane, a green pants and brown pants. Brown pants, he's like trying to repair the plane. So Tintin, he's like, I'm gonna swim over and kill them. Swim from behind them, and hands up. He like, and now, the captain comes back. They tie them up. They go on the plane. Now, tell us where you came from. Yeah. But they're like, no, we don't want to do that. So Tintin says like, we're going to fly home now. But the captain, he's like, are you a pilot? Do you have a pilot certificate? Tintin doesn't answer.
He's looking at Haddock is looking at this baby-faced kid. He's like, hey, do you know an airplane? And the only response he gets is the airplane flying off.
Yeah. So Tintin's like, are you... When they're in the air, Tintin's like, are you sure that this is the right way to Spain? But Haddock's like, this question is, are we going to survive that storm? And it doesn't look very good because they're flying in the storm of wind. And Haddock, he's scared of them like crashing down. Whoopsie doopsie, guess what? Haddock sees a bottle of whiskey. Yay! Isn't that good, Mecca? Aren't you happy? Yay! So he drinks the entire bottle again. And Haddock goes out over to Tintin and he's like, oh, that's looking fun. Can I try to fly as well? And Tintin, he's like, no, you can't fly. But I wanna fly. No! So he does like a 360 degree like roll with the plane, and he like falls right into the chest of the green pants. Then Haddock like goes out with this like big anime front, and he has like this bottle in his hand, and like knocks out Tintin because he can't fly.
He calls Tintin a whippersnapper again. He's like, when he's holding the bottle, he goes, now then, you whippersnapper, I don't care for your tricks and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, so...
The hostages are trying to warn Tintin, like, hey, look out behind you and stuff.
Yeah, but he can't hear them, sadly. Oh. So the captain goes over and hits him in the head with the bottle. Hits Tintin. Whoopsie doopsie, Tintin's dead. Never mind, he's not. They crash down head first. And it's like, I don't know how long they've been like falling in midair, but they have. So Tintin, he's like, oh no, we're crashing down. Let me pull up the plane. They crash down in the desert. Oh no, we have to. Let's get out of here. But no, the two hostages. Let's get them out. Captain, he's like, no, what are you doing? The hostages. Why would we want those? Bring them to. Yeah. Okay, so he takes them out of the plane. Snowy's found a bone. Yeah. They like leave the two hostages. I don't know why, but yeah, they just leave them in the desert. So they see like this like dead camel just out of bones. And they just walk. And the hostages have disappeared. Beep boop, big beautiful picture again.
That's really nice.
Yeah. Haddock looks like that uncle, with a big beard. Or granddad. So, Haddock, he's like, I'm so thirsty, I can't do it anymore. He goes over the mountain, and he sees, and while Tintin's like standing there, and whoopsie doopsie, Tintin is a bottle of champagne.
Yes, this is the magical girl anime now.
Yeah. So he takes Haddock rushes over and takes his hands around Tintin's throat and squeezes because he's a champagne bottle. Snowy as the intelligent dog he is, takes that bone, hits Tintin in the head instead of the captain because Tintin pushed his head away. So now again, Snowy hits the captain now, and Snowy saved them. And the captain, he's like, oh no, I'm so thirsty, that's why. It's not because I'm drunk. So, yeah. He sees, oh no, another lake, but it's not you, Tintin. He runs over. There's nothing. Snowy takes in like his back leashes or whatever you want to call them.
Suspenders, Koso.
Suspenders. Back leashes. Better words. Don't question.
Tinmore Podcast where we invent better words.
Back leashes, don't question. Okay, so they just keep walking. Some hours later, we see like these two guys on on camels, and they're like scop 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 scop. They see Tintin and Haddock, and they are unconscious because they are so thirsty.
Tintin fainted so dramatically, like
yeah, like rose and everything. Yeah, Tintin dreams. The two guys on camel like rush over and like take them. I think Tintin dreams that he sees the captain. He looks like so creepy. He's like, he has like this like little hat on, and he's like, oh, a bottle of champagne, and there's like this like opener, thing opener, and Tintin's head is now the head of the wine of champagne. And it looks like so terrifying because he's just laying on this beach. While Snowy, he's like also like, hey, we will kill you.
Snowy's also a bit of a drunk.
Yeah, true. he like shouting, help! And a guy rushes into his room and says, you shouted for help? And he's like in the room with Snowy and they're sleeping. Hey, sir, where am I?
I hope so, because I would hope that was a dream, because if not, then the comic just took a very strange turn.
Yup. So he like he asked the guy that came to see him what happened, and he's like, "Oh, follow me to the Can you say what his rank is? The guy.
Guy in the blue shirt.
No, the guy. What the guy in the red hair? Or the guy with the red hair? Like his rank is.
Oh, okay, he says lieutenant.
Oh yeah, thanks, lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Okay, yeah. So the guy in the blue outfit, he says like, "Follow me to the lieutenant." And then Tintin walks in. The young European, Mr. Lieutenant. He has red hair. That's how we're going to distinguish him. With red hair and a pipe, like never seen before. Wait, never mind. His name is Delcourt. Never mind. And he's the commander on the fort Afga. And he gives him a bunch of questions. Why are you here? How did you end up in the desert? Blah blah blah. We quickly thought that it was the plane. We sent a patrol to find you and followed your footsteps. And we found you lifeless in the ocean, in the desert. And he's like, first of all, where is my companion? Not champagne companion.
Automatic. This guy's my friend now. He tried to kill me multiple times, but he's my friend.
Yeah. So it looks a bit like the Haddock is like in handcuffs when he's like walking in the door.
It does.
Yeah.
You know I had to do it to them. That's what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it does.
It does, yeah. Okay, so Delcourt, he like, oh, come in, Haddock. he doesn't know his name, come in, and he tells Ahmed to get 3 bottles of something. Yeah. So Tin is like, oh, we crash landed. Went around in the desert. So when the lieutenant, he's like, oh, you want some alcohol? Tin is like, no, I don't want to drink, and neither does Haddock.
Even though earlier Tintin was trying to drink that champagne, but
yeah,
not to him.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of alcohol in this episode, actually, or in this book thing.
It's because of Haddock.
True. So it's only the lieutenant that's drinking now, and he's like bloop 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 bloop. Yeah. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm gonna just.
I can take over here if you
want. No. I can translate.
Is this stuff important?
It is.
Part of it is.
There was a storm outside. And the ship Tanganyika, has sunken right outside Vigo, but luckily they could get out the things. Jupiter has crashed as well. And we've caught an SOS from the ship Carapajan. And then Tintin's like, and the captain, he's like, with his like tongue out. He looks like a cat because he's like thirsting Bananas, I think. That was the ship near Carapajan. Couldn't seem to find Carapajan, and seems to be has gone down with everything. So they're like, oh, the captain, he's like, oh no, Carapajan, it can't sink. It's my precious ship. And it seems weird that it would just sink.
With everybody still on board.
Yeah. So turn to the lieutenant. Can we go, Mr. Lieutenant? Can we go out to the? Can you go to the coast to see if we can find it, or like to the city, see if we can do something? And they're like, Lieutenant, he's like, oh, all right, today. Well, sure. They're out with the camels. May I'll like save them. Walk. Oh no, they're under attack. Oh wait, oh no, there's a what are those called? Like flanking maneuvers.
What?
Oh, but a flanking maneuver. Yeah, we'll just call them then. Okay, so some people start shooting, and they shoot the captain's like bottle of something. I think it's whiskey. And they're like, oh no, we're under siege. What do we do? So the captain, he takes a chug of his whiskey, and he starts shooting. Tintin is blah blah blah. There's a bunch of drama. Someone shoots someone on the flank, and they shoot the captain's bottle of whiskey, and the captain goes, wait, what's the word? Revenge! And he rushes over and it has a bunch of horrible names to them, which I can't no. Yeah, and they're still shooting at him, but they're like running away because there's this crazy drunk guy following them. He swings his gun, and it knocks him in the head, in the back head, and knocks him out. And everyone's like, "Oh, we need to catch them," because it's like the entire cavalry, and everyone like found them.
Yeah.
And wait, it's the lieutenant. blah blah blah. They go to the city. I think it's Cairo. No, it's Bakha. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Let's get down to Tintin's they have like these cool hats, white hats on. Let's go down to the
That's what he
dock.
says.
What?
He says harbor master.
Yeah. Let's go down to the dock or whatever you said. And Tintin like sees something and he rushes away from the captain. And the captain, he's like, "Oh, Tintin, why did you just run? Whoopsie doopsie."
Tintin, what the heck?
Yeah. Another big picture. The captain runs into a guy with carrying some peaches, I think, and whoopsie doopsie, he's under arrest. Yeah.
Mind if I take over here, Kosa?
Yeah, you can do that.
So the police come and, caught up in that. And eventually Haddock does, get out of that crowd. And he's like, oh, those savages, I've lost Tintin now. I wonder what got into him and stuff. And it turns out he's spotted Alan.
What? It's Alan?
Alan?
No.
Following him. Can't lose him. And then he turns the corner and has lost Alan.
Yeah.
Great job, Tintin. You're doing great. I must have gone into one of those houses, but I don't know which one. It's being recognized. I'll just go back.
Wait, sorry.
Rating and stuff.
Yeah. Game theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sitting at a table drinking alcohol, of course.
That looks like so comfy. I don't know. Just watching the ocean. Yeah.
Oh, that actually does look really nice.
Yeah.
Dream vacation. Minus the whole drug smugglers thing, But yeah, Haddock's like, oh, how am I gonna find Tintin and stuff? Tintin. And he's like, okay, well, the first thing to do is find the captain. Gone straight to the harbor masters. And then he's gonna wait for me there and stuff. Haddock is drunk again. And either asking about where the harbor master is or trying to pay for the alcohol or both. It is. But, going through his pockets and he starts, shouting for the police. And the police come and they're like, hey, what is it this time? My wallet's been stolen. I'll sue them, those robbers. And then one of the police guys, steps on his wallet and hands it back to him. Just stop, making so much chaos and okay, you lunatic. And they tell him to go home. Trouble. And Haddock's like, okay, I've got it. He's singing, and suddenly he sees a ship. And it is the Caraboudjan, but it has a different name. And he's like, arrest them, police. And they arrest him for making a noise and stuff. And he's like, no, I'm telling you, it's the Caraboudjan. I'm the captain and stuff. It's not whatever that name is. Arrest them.
Yeah.
Jebel and that. I don't know. We're probably pronouncing that wrong, but anyway, just whatever. And they're carrying him away. It's like, I am telling you that the Caraboudjan is full of opium and stuff. And so while Haddock's being taken away, one of the crewmen's like, oh crap, it's the captain. I have to warn Alan at once. And Alan's like, hitting, you saw that Captain. Did he recognize the ship? Oh gosh, dang it! He's been arrested, so we don't have to worry about that.
What? You saw the captain?
Yeah, basically, he's just like, no way, no. And then he's like, wait, are you sure? Crap. But yeah. Anyways, meanwhile, Tintin's like, man, that's really strange that Haddock isn't here yet. I definitely told him we'd go right here. Morning, like, from Tintin, and Tintin's like asking about Haddock. Him, and Tintin's like, okay, well, I'm really worried now. Something has to have happened to him, so I'm gonna go to the police and stuff. Haddock, oh yeah, we brought him in, or we just let him go. Oh, and we brought him in last night for disturbing the peace and whatever. Policeman also mentions that Haddock said he was going to the harbor master's office. Hey, Haddock said he had some important news for you, so you might want to hurry and stuff. And he's like, man, I wonder what that could be. And he sees Haddock dumping around. He's like, oh, the Caribou fan's here. I bet Tintin will be surprised and stuff.
He's so fat, I just realized.
Rude.
Because, okay.
You're so fan.
When you compare him to, like, the newer books, he's actually, like, he actually looks fit.
I guess.
So, like, it's kind of weird seeing him like this because he looks so chubby.
True, actually.
Probably because he's just been sitting around drinking alcohol all day, so.
Tintin changed his life.
He stops because his shoelaces have come undone. And, like, in the moment he stops to tie his shoelaces, he hears Haddock yelling for help.
Help!
And
help me!
Like, Haddock's being harassed by harassed and kidnapped by the crewmen of the Caribou.
I'm being harassed and kidnapped by the crewmen of Caribou. Make it 2019.
Yeah. But Tintin, he's like, oh, they've got the captain. And he, like, rushes after, like, trying to get the door open for where they took him. And the door won't open, so he's using a lot of force, and he ends up, like, backwards, and he hits his head against the wall. Tintin gets hit in the head a lot in this comic for some reason.
Yeah.
Tintin. But he sees Haddock being tossed into a car, and he runs after the car. You know, he can't catch up to it because he's a person, and that's a car. And he sees this other car. He's like, okay, well, I'll just take that and go save the captain. And then he's like, wait, why are we going backwards? And it turns out the car's being towed. Beeping the horn for some reason. And then he gets out. Tries to run after the car. And he... taxi. But some other guy's trying to get in the taxi. At the same time, they're like, well, this is awkward. And the other guy's like, okay, get out. And Tintin's like, I was here before you. To get the taxi to himself, Tintin, he says, I have to get to the hospital because I was just bitten by this crazy dog.
It's funny how it's like, he would be like carrying a crazy dog.
Yeah, well, it's probably a good idea to have the dog that bit you.
I guess.
But the guy's like, no, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That's a freaked up leg.
Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, God.
That leg is,
not looking good.
I guess that guy needs to go. Guy needs to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay, follow that car. And the taxi driver's like, which car? And Tintin's like, which car? That one. Oh, crap, it's gone. Good job.
Yeah. Wasted money, wasted opportunity.
That poor guy now has to run to wherever he was going because Tintin's like, okay, well, I guess all I can do now is go to the alley where I lost Alan and stuff. Well, I don't know what that is. Tintin says, like, I ought to wear something to go there as, like, a disguise.
I better take on a bonus, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay, we pronounced it once, so that's enough for us.
Yep.
And an old clothes shop, and he sees these two strange figures in, like, tan coats and stuff. He's like, oh, well, surely I'm not mistaken. And it's Tim and Tom!
Yay!
Excited.
Yay.
Milku. Great enthusiasm.
Yay.
It's just like, I don't really care about them personally.
They just pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some sort of ghost or whatever.
Theory?
No. He's like, oh, hey, it's my old friends Tim and Tom. I'm like, oh, we're so glad we found you safe because we thought you were dead and stuff. And the other one goes, oh, it's recognize this because we're wearing disguises and stuff. They're like really bad disguises. They're just wearing a coat.
Yeah.
Tim is like, hey, can you tell us what happened to the Caraboujan? We heard that as we were amazed when they handed us your wireless message that said that he had been in prison on the Caraboujan. Even, Tintin also included the fact that there's opium in the cargo hold. So Tim and Tom took the first plane to Begar. Then we heard about, like, the shipwreck, and are you sure it was carrying opium and stuff? Yeah. It's, like, hidden in red crab label on it. And they're like, hey, tins of crab? That reminds me. And the other one goes, I saw one in the shop where we bought our costumes just now. Hey, let's go and see it then. And they get in and it's gone. Hey, what did you do with the tin of crab? He's like, oh, I put it in the cupboard. Which is not a cupboard, it's like a shelf. But same difference, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, that's the one, I recognize the label. And he demands that the tin be opened. Like,
open that tin.
Right now. I'm super hungry.
Yes.
Really ticked off. He's like, these gosh dang Europeans. And open tin to Tom or whatever. Crab in here. And the shopkeeper's like, what else were you expecting? It's crab. It's really good quality though.
Wow.
It sure is crab. But I definitely saw the same tins on the Caraboujan, but those had opium in them. So, very strange. And the other one says that it's very queer. And Tintin goes, hey, where'd you buy these cans and stuff? Like, from Ben Ali. In the shop around the corner or whatever. Tintin's like, okay, well, let's go talk to Ben Ali then. And they get into the shop, and he's like, so many cans of crab.
Look.
My favorite food.
It's like, you don't have to be so fascinated. You've seen it so many times.
But, there's no one around. They're like, hey, there's no one around. And Tintin's just ignoring them. They're like, yep, these are the same tins for It's great.
Yeah.
and Tom, they're looking for anybody in the place. And Tom, like, pushes back this curtain, and he goes into that room. Him and Tintin, they hear, like, this crashing and banging sound. And, like, oh, something's happened to him and stuff. Where are you? And then Tim also trips and falls and stuff. And he sees that there's this trapdoor. They've both fallen down. Hey, you guys all right? And they're like, yeah, look out, there's a step there. As they're coming back up, Tintin's like, hey, be careful not to bang your head and stuff. He comes back, he's like, what are you guys doing here? He then says, are you the owner of this shop? And Tintin doesn't even wait for an answer. He just immediately is like, I want the name and address of the person who gives you the tin crabs, or the tins of crab.
Yeah.
The tins of crab.
Does his coat, the color of his coat change?
Yeah, it actually does.
Oh,
it's blue.
It just...
from earlier.
It changes another shade of blue.
His pants. His pants change.
Mystery solved.
Yes. He connected
the guy
dots.
with the blue coat was foreshadowing for that guy with the blue.
He knew all of it. He knew it all.
Yeah, he was him all along.
Yep.
Of course. But yeah, the guy's like, the tins of crab, they came from Ben Salad, this trader in Bagar, and he's super, super, super rich and stuff. He has this great palace and all that stuff, you know? It's like, oh, okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, whatever.
He's writing it in a little notebook. And Tim's like, okay, I better write this down.
Really? That's the only time he brings it up.
Yeah.
In Broken Ear, when he was writing notes, when he was talking to the Thompsons, you know?
Oh, yeah, but like in this entire book, that's the only time he writes something.
I don't know. Tintin's just doing whatever he wants, I guess. He says, okay, well, you guys go ask about Ben Salad, and I'm gonna go, hold on. Tintin's just like, find out all this stuff for me and whatever, and they're like, you know what? We've got it. Says, Mum's the word, that's our motto. And Tom says, yes, that's our motto. Dumb's the word. They're just wonderful, aren't they? But Tintin goes off to find the captain. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go rescue the captain, but first I need the right outfit. And like,
really?
That seems really bad. But he needs to disguise.
Oh no.
He's like, I need to change my clothes first, though. I can't rescue anybody looking like this. There's, oh my gosh, there's a crewman, and he's like, hey, Alan, it's me, Tom. It's a different Tom. He's stupid. And he's like, we got the captain. He made a bit of a scene, but, you know, no one heard us and stuff. Like, he'll be there in like an hour and stuff. The Thompsons go up to this palace, they knock on the door, and they're like, hey, does Ben Salad live here? We'd like to talk to him. There's a door, he's like, oh, he just went out, he's right there. And the Thompsons are like, oh, so that's him. Let's follow him. Unsubtle. Like, because their disguises suck. Out really badly.
Yeah.
So, like, hey, he's gotten to that building, let's follow him. They get kicked out, and the guy who kicks them out, he points to the sign and it says, "Visitors to the mosque are asked to remove their shoes," which Tim and Tom did not do. And you see this guy, this old man wearing like this blue coat, whatever. It's the same color blue.
They're all the same.
The same secret organization.
Yeah. That's like from the Blue Lotus. They all work together. Wait, no.
Yes.
Little
I
dog.
think, but
my dog.
I think it was both of them, but same difference. Anyways, there's this old guy with the blue coat, like sitting there asking for money, and Ellen is stomping along by the old guy because the old guy puts out like a walking stick, gets up and runs around the corner, and Ellen gets up. He's like, "Well, how did that happen? That's so weird." The paving stones. The guy's like, "Oh, it's a narrow escape," and it turns out that it's Tintin in disguise. Who would have guessed?
Tintin.
And he's like, "Okay, I have to risk everything and follow him. Ask like what I'm doing here. I'll just say that I've come to beg for money and stuff." So he goes in, and barrels, and Tintin's like, "Okay. Hey, do you have any money for me?" But he gets kicked out. Rude.
Rude.
And he's like, "Okay, well, I guess it's gonna be harder than I thought it was." Where'd Snowy go, I wonder? And the guy from the building Tintin just got kicked out of is like, "Oh, get back here, you thief!" And Snowy runs out with like a or whatever.
Yeah, drumstick. Isn't that the word?
Drumstick.
I guess.
And the guy's like so mad. He's like, "You give that back, you robber!" And he runs after Snowy.
Also, Tintin is green.
He's
You're right.
You're right. His coat turns green for like a panel.
Yeah. Rainbow Man, they call him.
Bonjour, LGBT community.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, okay, well, now that guy's gone, I can go in there. And he can hear, like, the guy yelling about Snowy. And then he hears someone ask if Ellen is there. He's back already. And he goes down to the cellar to hide. Then the guy comes down to the cellar also, so Tintin hides behind, like, a barrel. And he watches him. Or he doesn't watch him. But he comes out from the corner, and he's like, "Holy crap, this guy, like, magically vanished into thin air." Tapping on the walls, looking for trapdoors or secret passages, whatever. Tintin decides that it must be magic. And then, like, Snowy barks and scares Tintin. Like, Snowy jumps down into Tintin's arms, because Snowy's, like, in a window or whatever. And so, you know, you hid in the ventilator shaft so you could eat. He says, "Eat that joint," but he means, like, the meat that...
Yeah.
Not the other kind of joint, you know what I mean? Anyways, Tintin's like, "Well, as for me, I'm like old Diogenes." And he explains that Diogenes was like a fur to his dog. And he says, "Oh, yeah."
He just stuck with his dog.
You see, there's this philosopher from ancient Greece who lives in a barrel.
Yeah, and Tintin's like surprised that his dog doesn't know this ancient Greek philosopher. Like, I'm sorry.
What? You don't know the Greek philosopher Diogenes? You know he's cool, right?
Barrel and everything.
Yeah.
But and the idea, like, lived in a barrel. The barrel's snowy. Great snakes, I think I've got it. And he goes over to one of the barrels to see if it will open. And it does. Hey! Passage. And Tintin's like, oh, there's a door on the other end. We're definitely onto something here, Snowy. Into these tunnels underground and stuff. These boxes of the tin... Oh my gosh, the tin crab.
Should I try reading this, Mecha? You seem to be struggling a lot.
Find the words. I was like, how do I string these together? If you want to, you can, I guess.
I want to. I want to fly now.
Fly.
Go.
Yeah. So Tintin like going going down these hallways, and whoop, he sees like these packages of the crab meat, which there was opium in.
You can say that.
Yes.
Yes. You can say it either. We're both struggling to say what's in the boxes.
Oh.
Just say like tins of crab.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So he hears a voice. Stupid animals, horrible people. That's the captain, and they are whipping him, which seems pretty brutal. And Alan, he's like, you can shout as much as you want to, but if you do not tell us where Tintin is, we will whip you again. Tintin throws the can in Alan's face, and he says, I'm right here. And he has a pistol. Where did he get the pistol from? Or the gun?
Since the boat, because he stole it from the one guy.
Oh. Yeah. And he hasn't used that before. It's funny. So he's like, and now untie the captain, and I will be happy. The captain like rushes. Oh no! He made a mistake. Tintin drops his Browning, or like his gun. And everyone, and like Tom with the shirts thing, I don't know. He takes the gun, boop boop, great escape. They run into a wine room. They throw the wine bottles at the other people, at Alan. Top 10 anime weapons. But yeah, but they've shot the big barrels of wine or rum or whatever it is. So now they're getting drunk.
Yeah.
Oh.
They get drunk from the smell of it.
Yeah. Oh, it's because of the what's it called? The steam, wine steam. Yeah. Yeah. So now they're like, la 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 la. Live reenactment of being drunk. Yes. I don't know how accurate that actually is of being drunk. Just like not really doing anything, just standing there and singing.
Oh no. It'd be like that, I guess. In this universe, anyways.
Yeah. So they take them all away. Whoopsie doopsie. When the captain is around the corner, he goes into a big, weird thing. So he knocks out Al and everything. And he kills
everyone.
Serial killer. Revenge! And they're like both like drunk. We cut back to Tim and Tom, and they're still following the, what was it called? Omar guy.
Yeah, the salad guy.
Yeah, he's home now, and the guy from his at his home, they're like, hey, dude, someone wants to talk with you. Okay, let them in. So, Tim and Tom, they're like, Mr. Omar, we have some questions for you. Oh yeah, one of our friends thinks you are smuggling weed. Is that true? You're smuggling opium.
Weed?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a question. Just to ask, hey, my neighbor saw that you actually had a carrot yesterday. Have you killed someone? So, he's like, get out of my house, you stupid dogs. Whoopsie doopsie, the shelf behind him opens, and the captain comes running out.
Yeah, he's chasing someone.
Yeah. And he seems like so angry, and whoopsie doopsie, that's Tintin. And he's like, parachute. Yeah. So Omar guy, he's like, oh, so this is Tintin. Very well. It will be the last time we'll see you. And Tintin, he looks like he's on 20 tons of weed.
Yeah, look at him.
Ooh. Yeah. And he's like, watch out. That's a danger. That's a very dangerous. It's very dangerous to play with that shooting weapon.
He looks so happy with himself too. Like,
yeah. Yeah. So Snowy bites him in the butt, and he says like, "Come scrum in the scrum." He shoots up in the roof, and so the chandelier falls down.
The faces in that panel when the chandelier falls down is just so funny.
They make a "go" sound.
He's like, oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So the chandelier falls down in Omar's head, with it some of the roof in Tintin's head, and whoopsie doopsie, Tintin's no more drunk. I am not sure that's how alcohol works.
It's not how it works.
Nope.
No.
And Tintin, he's like suddenly awake and everything. Who's that guy? That's Omar bin Salad. Wait, I just realized that's a salad.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Salad. So he's like, he has a something around his head neck. I don't know what that's called. With some golden claws thing. Call the police. Blah blah. They call the police. Stuff. They all rush. But they arrest him. But we need to find Alan. Alan has rushed down to the dock, and looks a lot like the scene from Indiana Jones, where from the you know.
Yeah.
Then like this boat, and it's like the exact same boat. They have to untie I don't know why they don't like tell Tintin that they are stuck, but so they can release it. But they both go behind the boat, or like on the rear end of the boat, and cut it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they fall off. There's like a big chase thing. Bang bang bang. We will knock out. There's a net. He's down. Everyone's down. The captain, he's like, give me that. I want to look at it. Yay! They won. Woohoo! Then we see the blue fancy shirt man guy, and he's called Benji Kuraki. From something like security agency, I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. A bunch of talking, explanation. Tintin's on the radio, I think? Wait, no, it's not Tin. It's the captain's on the radio. He's like,
yes.
Yeah, that's some days later. And dear listeners, this is a radio house with Captain Haddock, and Captain Haddock, he's going to read a poem, I think. Yeah.
I think it's like an advertisement.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. The seafarer's worst enemy is the storm. Wait, it's not the storm. It is not the wave. It is not the. It's not anything. It's alcohol. He takes a sip of water. And they. Oh, sorry. He felt bad because he drank a glass of water. The and also Snowy got a big a package of a big bone. Because
Snowy.
What?
Also, Haddock's hairdo is awesome.
Yeah, true. Okay. Guys.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say something.
Okay, yeah. That was the crabs with the golden claws, I think. Is that the right?
It was Koso. It was. Golden claws.
Oh, yeah, okay, but yeah, whatever. Yes. Yeah. Mecca, what do you think of it?
I liked this one because, not only do we get to meet Captain Haddock, but it's just so ridiculously fun, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just great. Yeah.
For me, I love it too because it's super fun, and you probably heard me say this with the other books. So yeah.
Also,
I don't know what to say. I feel like it's the best book though because there are actually more funny parts in this one that I find genuinely funny.
Yeah, that dark humor kinda.
The part where Tintin and Haddock get drunk from the fumes of the wine is just so freaking hilarious to me. Oh, that's just great. I love that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Tintin, he acts like such a good boy.
Yeah.
You know.
And also his yeah. It's luck doesn't swing, you know.
Huh?
He doesn't go from extremely bad luck to extremely good luck. It's a bit more stable, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, but he acts like such a good boy, but he's also at the same time being a badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This nice goody two shoes person and still kick butt. So you know.
Yeah, it's so cool. I just like that so much.
Yeah. Koso.
What
are your thoughts, Koso?
Yeah, I think it's a great book as well. Yeah, a bit of the same. If there's one thing I would like, but that's just me, I would like a bit more of the culture of the
Yeah.
You know, but I guess.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool to see, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You guys want to say anything else?
No, I think I've said all I needed to say.
Yeah.
I think I've said all I've needed to say. Okay, so that was the Tinmore episode 9, I think.
Number 9.
Yeah. The crabs with the golden claws. Thank you for listening. If you listen all the way. We like potatoes. We have some links in the description to Reddit, to Tumblr, the like button, the comment button, the subscribe button. Thank you so much for listening. By this time, we have some secrets. We have a brand new series up. Goodbye!